Hi, this is Photon EM. Today we are reviewing Island Tribe. This game is made by Screen 7 in October 2017. I have no affiliation to them or to anybody involved with making it or selling it. We're going to watch the first few levels while we talk about it so you can get a sense of the gameplay. The game has 30 levels and there are no bonus levels that I could find. And 30 levels is a lot less than similar games. Mostly you'll get 40 to 50 levels with a map puzzle game like this. There's no option for different game modes, such as relax, multi-click, challenging. You just get one game mode. Multi-click is always turned on. And when you click on something to multi-click, it just shows as a green check mark. It doesn't tell you what order you click them. So let's talk about the gameplay. You can upgrade your buildings in higher levels. You can have at least 4 workers. You can also upgrade all your production buildings. Some of them will go as high as level 4. So right now I have a sawmill. You can upgrade the sawmill to level 4 in some higher levels. And in other buildings you can upgrade to level 3. And that just gives you more resources. You do have to run to pick up the resources. They don't just automatically get added to your resource count at the bottom there. Your worker has to go pick them up. One thing I like about this game is that your worker does not have to return to the camp. So he's repairing a bridge. He doesn't have to return to the camp after that. If there's something else to do nearby, you can do it. If you wait long enough, he will run back to his camp. The goal is, in most levels, you have to rebuild totems to clear the level, and there might be some other goals. In some of the levels, you also have to build some means of transportation, like a ship, for example. And those are every 10 levels. You have to repair and restock your buildings often, so even though I've maybe built a production building, a sawmill, or a well, it can get hit by an earthquake, or it can get struck by lightning, or it can catch fire, or sometimes the buildings that make honey will require you to bring water to it. The building that makes milk will require you to bring grain to it. So it isn't necessarily destroyed, it just needs to be restocked so that it can produce whatever it is that it produces. So the graphics, let's talk about the graphics. To me, they're very static, and they do have some things running around in the background, like there's a bunny on this level, but the total background to me was really static, I guess. I do like the cutesy island theme. I'm pretty much a sucker for any kind of tropical island graphics, so that part I did really enjoy. And in this game there are 3 different environments that your guys go through. The tropic island, like you're seeing in these low levels, there's a winter environment, and then there's a swamp environment. So there is some variety along those lines. I will say about the graphics that there were some bugs, and on 2 different occasions I actually had to reload the game. In one case it carried over a graphic from one of the animations, and it was just showing on the screen and on every level, blocking the level part of it. And then in another case, the whole screen just started to look like zebra stripes. That was just a very random pattern for it to show, so I had to restart it to make that go away. So there are some bugs. As far as what I did like the variety of buildings and resources. It's not just wood and ore. On the level we're watching, there's also honey. But some levels you have to make cotton, you have to make cloth, you have to make milk, grain. So there's really a variety, and that added to the challenge and made it fun. And then your little bar at the bottom that tracks your resources, it grows to be quite wide as it tracks all these different things. The story makes sense, and it's pretty cute. The story is just that you're trying to get off of this island, and that's why you're always building, as I said earlier, building means of transportation. There's also achievements in this game, and there's a little achievement book, so I'm going to interrupt the gameplay, but I'll go back to it. I'm going to show the achievement book, so you can go to the map and access the achievement book and see how you're doing on the various achievements that you can get. It's just an extra thing. It doesn't change your score or anything like that I noticed anyway. So I did enjoy the achievement book. So now let's get to the problems. When we get to level 3 here, you'll see that there are gems scattered around the map. These are not explained at all, and I will explain them to you. Basically, they just increase your score. You don't need them to get gold level score. They do nothing as far as winning the games. You can ignore them completely unless you're about to finish the game and your guys don't have anything else to do while the one guy does whatever it is to finish the game. You can send your other guys to pick up gems. All of the characters are male. I know that's really common in games like this, but I'm just gonna keep calling it out because it's really annoying. Something like half of people who play games like time management, puzzle games, click management, whatever you want to call it, are female, so it does seem kind of alienating to half of their audience. Now, my biggest beef with this game is that it's way too easy, and I'm going to talk about that in a couple different ways, but let me just start with the most basic, which is that the levels are way too easy to finish. If you're looking for a game that'll give you a little bit of a challenge, I mean, technically speaking, it might give you a little bit of a challenge, which I'll talk about in a minute, but it's not gonna give you any kind of serious challenge at all. When I first started playing it, I thought it was a children's game, and maybe it is, I don't know. The levels are really easy. But I did a little testing and I found a way to make it more fun, but you shouldn't have to do testing in order to figure out the game mechanics. So to me that itself was annoying. It's very easy to finish every level on gold. I mean, some of them I did replay because I didn't get it the first time, but I don't think I replayed them more than once except for one level that has a bug, and the only way to finish it on gold is to exploit the bug, which is that your guys don't have to build a bridge to run past the road on that level. So if you ignore building the bridge, then you can finish it at a gold level. I mean, I think it's obvious why that's problematic. So I've been talking about gold level. You can finish each level on silver or gold level, and it's not at all explained how to get to gold. You know, what is it that you need to do to get a gold level finish? And that is really the biggest problem with this game, aside from being too easy, I guess, is that I wanted to replay the levels and try to get gold, but I had no way to know how to do that until I ran some tests. And I did one where I let the timer run down, and sure enough, I got silver instead of gold. So that might be obvious, but do you see a timer bar on the screen? Do you see any way to know when it switches from gold to silver? It turns out that there is a way, but like I said, I had to do testing. So the timer at the top that has green numbers, time, and it's counting down, when that turns to yellow, you've missed the gold level. As soon as it turns to yellow, then it's silver. If you're trying to beat the clock, the only way to do it really would be to watch the clock, and then when it actually turns yellow, you'd have to restart. I found that to be just not very well made. The other thing is, since I play the game all the way to the end and then I go back and replay any levels that I didn't get gold, I had another irritation with this game. It's really hard to tell which levels are silver and which are gold. I'm going to show you on the screen. I've played level 4 and I played it to silver. So look at level 4. They both have a gold fire going. They both have the same statue. How am I supposed to know that that one is silver? Well, now I'm going to show you I played level 4 again to gold. Compared side by side, yeah, it's really obvious. If you play it to silver, the statue's body is slightly less gold. But again, you shouldn't have to test the game to figure that out. I mean, maybe I'm just blind, but maybe it is for kids and they can see better than I do. And then there's another strange aspect of this game, and I'll also show you the completed map. When I went into it to make a screenshot for you guys to show the finished map for this video, it didn't look like level 30 is finished, and you can see that here. And I thought I had finished it, but I decided to play it again so that it would show as finished so I could do the screenshot. And when I finished it, it went to the main menu, and then I pressed play to go in and take the screenshot of the map, and it went to the level 1 cinematic. When I canceled out of level 1, the map showed nothing finished, just like I was just starting over. And then I went back to the menu screen and it showed expert under my name. So then I got kind of excited thinking levels might be harder on expert, and I couldn't tell any difference at all. So that ends my review of Island Tribe. I would not recommend it unless you feel that other games are stressful maybe and you're just looking for something super easy. There are 5 iterations of this game, so obviously some people do really like it. And again, maybe, like I said, maybe it is for kids. I don't know. Maybe they really enjoy it and find it more challenging. I don't see myself doing walkthroughs for the levels unless there's a demand for it in the comments, and then I will consider it. I won't be playing the other installments of Island Tribe unless somebody convinces me that the challenge has increased quite a bit. This has been Photon EM. If you like this review, check out my channel. There are other reviews and game walkthroughs.